So if you guys are still having a hard time deciding on which bike to get, in my personal opinion, I would have a hard time choosing too.
What up, Rod Squad?
What's going on, guys? And today we have the Apollo RFZ 125 here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over the bike, show you guys a few things about it, and I'm going to compare this to the SSR 125. I'm also going to be riding this later on in the video, so stay tuned and watch the whole thing because you're going to enjoy it.
All right, well, we got three noticeable differences on the bike. We got some foldable levers right here. They fold. That's pretty cool. Right here, you spin this, the seat comes off. SSRs, they don't do that. The key, you can turn the key and the key comes out. But why would you want to do that? You just leave it in and you just always are driving it, you know?
All right, some other noticeable differences on the bike is it has a completely different frame, which is really nice, but it does make the bike a little bit more heavy. And it does also have inverted front forks that, you know, should hopefully be nice, but they do not have any adjustments for dampening or rebound, which is kind of disappointing, but what can you expect? Also, on the levers, you have your on-off switch. It's pretty nice. I would prefer the push button kill switch that the SSRs have, but that's just my preference. Also, it does have the on-off switch for the front headlight, which is very nice in case you're riding at night. So, I don't know how bright it is, but why don't we go ahead and try to start this bike up real fast, and we'll see if we can see the headlight. Alright, so as you guys can see, the light on here is kind of dim. I don't know if it would really light the trail up, but you guys could always upgrade it later on. The fact that it is there is a nice handy feature. So, why don't we take this thing out for a spin, and I'll tell you guys how the suspension feels compared to the SSR one. Alright guys, so right off the bat, I feel like this bike is a little bit louder than the regular SSR 125s. And I will say, the suspension on here definitely feels quite a bit stiffer than the SSR 125. So I like it, but it's definitely a little bit shaky. So just so you guys know, this is just a break-in period on the bike, so I'm not trying to go like full hard on it, but they are the exact same motors that are in the SSR with just different riding on the outsides of them. So they definitely have some get up and go. They definitely haul, but I feel like the front end washes out a little bit more than on the SSR. And I mean, personally, probably be good for if you guys were doing like some big jumps with it. All right, so if you are thinking about getting either one of these bikes, the SSR 125 or the Apollo RFZ 125, you can't go wrong with either one. They are both great bikes, and I'm just gonna give you guys my personal opinion after riding both of these bikes, and I'm just gonna give you guys a better idea, so if you guys are interested in buying one, that you guys will have a better understanding of which one that you wanna go with. So I hope this video helped you, and I'm gonna get right here into the SSR. I'm gonna start off with the pros, and then I'm gonna lead to the cons, and we're probably gonna mix them all together. So stick with me, guys. So with the SSR 125, this motor right here, I have put about 100 hours on it, and it's really great. They also share the same exact motor with the Apollo. The only difference is the outside casing. This one says SSR, that one says Apollo. Now, one thing that I really do like about this bike is I really do like the suspension. And a lot of people complain about the suspension, and I could see why they would complain, but at the same time, I'm about a 200-pound rider, and I have yet to bottom out the forks. I have hit it on some small jumps. I have also hit some ruts at about fourth gear, pretty much tapped out on it, and I haven't had a single problem with it for my style riding, because I like to do a lot of trail riding with this bike. It's not a track bike. It's for having fun, but you can hit some small jumps with it and have a great time with it. I like how the dampening on this is a little bit slowed down. So it's a little bit more flowy, and I feel like when you go around into a rut, the front tire sinks into that rut, and then you could just get on the throttle and you could just carry your way out through the rest of the rut, and it rides really smooth. The one thing that I will say about it is I don't like how low the bars sit. After riding the Apollo, I think that I might have to just upgrade this and get a higher set of bars so I can feel more comfortable. I am 6'2", so that is a big factor for me. Is I want to feel like I have lots of room, and I want to feel like I have a lot of control. I feel kind of like I'm crouched over a little bit, but overall, this bike has been a great bike with lots of hours on it, and it runs great. I'm still running the original carburetor on it. The original carburetor on both of these bikes, I would recommend swapping out. We do have a video of a $35 carburetor. We're also going to have a comparison against a cheap carburetor and an expensive carburetor. So check into the videos below, like into our playlist. They'll be under the SSR 125 playlist, so you'll be able to find those videos easy. Now, let's take a step over here to the Apollo. Now, this is a great bike. Today was my first time riding this bike, and it definitely, when you're on it, you feel comfortable, especially if you're a tall rider. The seat is a little bit higher, the bars sit up a little bit higher, the triple clamps hold the bars up a little bit higher, and you just feel more comfortable on it. The one thing that I really don't like about this bike is the suspension. The suspension, I feel like the rebound on it is pretty aggressive. So when you're going in and you're hitting bumps, it goes down, it absorbs the bump, but it wants to throw it back really fast, kind of like a pogo stick. But I do feel like with some fork oil, you could probably work with this and get it dialed in. So the same thing goes for the rear. It is a little bit springy. But overall, I like how much room you have on the bike. It definitely feels great. You have lots of room for your knees right here. Lots of room to grip the seat when you're standing up. And when you're going into that rut and you're going into that turn and you just want to be aggressive with it, you can definitely control it with your outside leg as you're going in, and you can throttle out and keep the bike stable, which is very nice. Just the front end wanting to wash out a little bit. That's just because the front suspension is a little bit stiffer than the SSR. And so when you're going into that rut, it kind of wants to get away from you a little bit. But like I said, with some fork oil, you can probably adjust it and get it dialed in. It is nice that this bike has a front headlight feature. I do feel like the headlight is a little dim, so I would definitely upgrade it if that's something that you guys want to do with some nighttime riding. Overall, great bike. Starts, kicks up easy. I feel like with the bigger front and rear tire, it definitely wants to go over the rocks nice and easy, and it's definitely a fun bike to ride. In my personal opinion, if I had to choose between either one of these bikes, it'd be really hard, because there are things that I really like about this bike and things that I really like about this bike. So if you guys are still having a hard time deciding on which bike to get, in my personal opinion, I would have a hard time choosing too, because I like these bikes equally the same. Just this one, probably taller bars, this one, some fork oil in it. So either way, you can't go wrong with either one of these bikes. They're great bikes. It's all going to come down to your personal preference. This bike right here is a little bit shorter. This one right here is a little bit taller with a little bit bigger tires. So it all comes down to your preference on your size and what you feel that you're going to be more comfortable on. So I would go to the store if you guys can find a place that has both of these bikes, and I would sit on both of these bikes and I'd feel it out, because you could work with any of the cons on both of these bikes and make them perfect dialed in bikes for riding on trails and small tracks. So if you guys found this video helpful, make sure to give me a like button, because that really helps us grow our channel, and make sure that you subscribe, because we're also going to have cool content coming for you guys. We have more pit bike upgrades. We have more stuff coming. If you guys are interested in the stuff like you saw today, just stay tuned, because there's going to be way cooler stuff coming. But if you guys haven't already entered into our Gopro Hero 7 giveaway, all you have to do is just take a screenshot real quick that you're subscribed, send it to us on Instagram at throttle_family, and you guys are automatically entered in to win. And we're going to give away live on our channel on 1,000 subscribers. But if you guys are here watching this video after we hit 1,000 subscribers, don't worry, because we're going to probably be giving something away. So go check our newer videos out and enter in to win that. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.